This is your weekend market review for Sunday, November 12th, 2023. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your weekend market recap for Sunday, November 12th, 2023. Hopefully you're having an amazing weekend. Surviving the market action, pretty wild, up and down, obviously, both directions with some choppiness. Going into options expiration with the VIX at range lows. Sentiment pretty bullish. You got G coming in town. You got the CPI on Tuesday. Got a lot going on. So the best 10 days of the year typically are the first 10 of November, and then after that you get a hangover. We'll see. Again, a lot of folks are trying to predict the future based on previous evidence, based on, normal years. I would argue this isn't going to be a normal year, but I could be dead wrong. It just seems like way too much is going on in the world right now with quantitative tightening. The Fed's trying to keep inflation under wraps. You've got World War III potentially wrapping up. And then now you throw in what's going on in Iceland, the whole volcano. That could be a little scary. And again, the world knows that we will have a recession at some point because of interest rates. They're delayed, lagging effect. It's just when we will see it. That's my opinion. Again, that doesn't necessarily mean the market has to absolutely tank tomorrow or next week, but it does in time lead me to believe that you're going to have a down market with materials leading down, commodities following as well. And then you have, again, it'll be interesting to see what happens when the interest rates bottom and if they have bottom, because at some point you will see tech just absolutely get, in my opinion, smashed. Smash City. So if you're new to the channel, check out the Discord room, links in the description below. Just be careful out there. Again, don't get too high when everyone's like bullish and don't get too low when everyone's bearish. Just be cognizant of what's going on. So you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Doing 3 to 4 live chats a week. So if you want to jump in on those, check out the tradingagent.com, the Back to Basics education series for more beginner to advanced stuff. And then check out the interactive brokerage referral. I'm telling you, get out of Schwab, get out of some of these brokerages. They have genuine concerns, in my opinion, because they become potentially, I don't know, I could see them going out of business and your accounts being frozen in conservatorship. And who knows, if you got puts, calls, leverage stocks, you could get stuck. And also check out the Goldman account or Goldman link, get the 5.4%. You have to get it to get the referral and get the bonus. So Fed next, December, was it 13th? Going nowhere. Again, we're kind of keeping an eye on for when the Feds might pivot, because right now, I just double checking. Right now, we're expecting the pause, right? A little bit of a hike potentially, but you're not seeing until maybe May until it cut. And this could all change. Just keep an eye on it. Bitcoin hits channel highs. We'll see if it continues going rallying. Oil, as we talked about, gets, what did we say on? I think it was Thursday or Friday, said, don't be surprised if this is a little trap below, and see what happens when we get back into this 77 to 80 area. So far, it's looking like that. Natural gas going nowhere fast. Blah, whatever. I mean, it just kind of is what it is. The dollar, make you holler. Excuse me. Talked about it, holding in this tight range. A lot of people think that dollar's going to get crushed, and I'm like, the dollar's is the best currency in a crappy currency environment. None of them are good. Just keep that in mind, right? TLT, talked about the highest volume in history down here, potentially bottoming, and you get pretty big sell. This is going to be hard because there's bond auctions failing, and the longer bond date issues, I don't know why anyone would honestly want them. So it could be a sloppy, choppy mess for a while. Just be careful in bonds. VIX, we talked about like getting down to this range a little. I really thought we'd bounce a little more going into next week, but this is kind of what I'm thinking, choppiness at some point, and then we go. VIX holding down here in the mid to low 80s pretty well. It's hard to get to, it doesn't look like it's going to get blasted. SPY, absolutely monster move on Friday. We hit our channel, 100-day, massive stretch. I mean, I'm really impressed that they brought it much higher on Friday. Wow, that's all you can say. Now we're there. You gapped up. Just, again, can it break out? I mean, it's really hard to expect that. Let's just see how the week goes. I know the futures haven't been released here, but just hit me up if you have any questions. We'll see you in the Discord room. QQQ. Up on the Taiwan semi. I mean, I'm impressed. I guess we need to go back to 380 to back test. Are we going to break out and fill that gap? I mean, this is just impressive choppiness. I mean, either way. I mean, congrats to the folks who said that they thought it would go higher. You were right. Congrats to the folks who traded around their positions. I mean, again, it's a probability game. You're going to be wrong at times. This is where I thought max upside would be after bottoming down here. I think you have to reassess in this area. Just keep that in mind. I mean, we could, and this is the thing, like, you never know. You just never know. IWM's been lagging. This is where it gets difficult, right? IWM has been an absolute turd. DIA caught a little bit on Friday. I mean, this thing, channel, I mean, this is where we thought we'd get to. Let's just call it what it is in this area. Oops. And we got there. Back testing a little baby trend line, 100-day, massive trend. See what happens. Gold, trying to warn folks. Again, I wait for the feds to pivot to trust this stuff. Wait for the feds to pivot. It's just, it all looks pretty bad. We told you the miners were leading. Look at the G. Silver has been, you would think silver be in the upper mid-20s. It's been just dragging hard. GDX, we talked about miners leading lower. They look like poo. GDXJ, the juniors, same kind of thing. Not as bad, but still, I mean, it just doesn't look good. AG, I mean, who knows where it's going to bottom. We'll see what happens down here. AEM, all these names look like they could chop around and get flopped. I'm interested to watch Newmont because this thing has just been absolutely crushed. Pass. Just pass on these names. Do yourself a favor. Be thoughtful. Taiwan Semi. Again, their numbers on Friday. Curious to me how the market interpreted them as bullish, but see what happens around here. This is a major zone. Micron, right back up towards the 75, 76, right? Said it'd be a gift if you got back up there. I think you watch on that. AMD, getting choppy around here. I mean, then it gets a little higher. This is where it's tough. Like, you could argue bullishness, but we've seen this before. Choppiness, sloppiness. I mean, very clear. You've got resistance in this area, right? You got a ton. Just keep an eye on it. Again, you don't know for sure the targets. NVIDIA, God, I'm impressed that it's gotten back tested this trend line. I mean, it's got it again. We'll see. I mean, earnings are on the 21st, if I remember right. So who knows what's going to happen between now and then if the market holds up or chops. Intel, again, love it up here for short. I mean, could you get 39 or 40? I don't know. SMH rallied on that, again, Taiwan Semi News. Keep an eye on it. Like, there's been a lot of times where big green candles can be tops, right? They can be. We'll see. I mean, do we fill the gaps? I don't know. I mean, you've seen this before. Here, hold on. Then chop top, right? You had some nice green candles. Nice green candle. Nice green candle. Nice green candle. So, I mean, it's possible. It's absolutely possible. This is close. But again, this is where you have to define your risk. This is where you have to absolutely be completely understanding of the fact that market's going to do what it's going to do. Here you go. Yeah, Adobes. Yeah, that's looking hard to short there. Apple, huge rally on Friday. I mean, again, back up into this area. Impressive, considering now it's trading at like 31 PE, growing, decelerating growth. I mean, it's the fundamentals. They don't matter, clearly. The market has intentions of taking this to wherever it's going to go and playing games. Amazon, talked about filling this gap potentially in play, chopping at highs. CRM, chopping here at the trend line. Watch this out. Watch it out. Guggenheim took some short profits and then it just rallied right back. I mean, it looks like this 50 days in play, right? Keep it simple. Meta up near the range highs. Just, again, be thoughtful. If you're stopped out, stop out. Do it. It's okay. Don't just sit here. Microsoft making new highs. I mean, these are powerful moves. I don't see them sustaining, but you never know. You just never. I mean, what if inflation, Fed? I don't know. You don't know. Again, I'm always trying to say, like, sometimes you don't know what's coming until after it happens. You don't know whys. Oops, excuse me. That's why you have your stops. That's why you have your discipline. That's why you have your risk management. NDAQ, I like it up here. Get back to this trend line, 53s. I'll be short. MicroStrategy got up into some upper ranges. Interesting action That doji looks very ominous in my opinion. That does not look good. Keep an eye on it. Netflix was really hoping for 450. Here it is. There it is. Roblox had some good data earnings and then sold off on it. We'll see if it holds up. Tesla makes new lows, right? And then rallies back. And then it hits the 20-day like we talked about, 50-day or 200-day drops. Watch it. Just keep an eye on it. Material names. Watch Nucor up here, right? We like this area. Watch and see what happens. Is this, I don't know, 154, 155. Caterpillar, we talked about it being oversold, right? Down, down, down. Now rallying. I mean, could it get back to the 20, 200-day? If it does, call me. FedEx. Talked about watching the 20-day. So far, so good. I mean, if you get it back in the 250, it makes sense. Costco cleared out shorts. Man, look at this. Ran right back. Didn't do anything on Friday. Yikes. Just keep an eye on it. You got retailers this week. Target, Walmart. You got some big names. So we'll see how it reacts. VALE. Talked about these material names getting just absolutely stuck, but then also bouncing around. I mean, some look better than others. I mean, your guess is as good as mine here at this point. I'd watch this. I mean, I don't know if it'll break out. Arrow, we talked about copper getting crushed. It should be bottoming there, but who knows? CCJ holding up near the highs. Just watch it. CF. We like ag names, but let them just play this game. Let them come on down. Mosaic. Same kind of thing. Chopping. NTR. Let these come on down. I mean, if you zoom out, you can see like there's probably a retest of the lows, maybe some traps below it. Then who knows? Aaron. Another name that the global growth name that we like at time, just getting crushed. XLF. Liking it around here. Man, we'll see. Does it need to get to the channel? Or is it just a retest and fail? We'll see. Again, JP Mo. Love the short and the 145s. Oops, excuse me. Went a little. I pressed the wrong buttons. But one slightly higher. Watch the 0.618. Watch the 100-day. Again, this is just part of the game. Morgan Stanley, the internal laggard, just hanging out. Bank of America, I just don't think it's going to get up in this 29, 30 area. I'd like it if it does. Goldman Sachs, chopping around at this channel on the trend line. These look interesting to short. See what happens here. Because again, they're the ones who hold all the risk of all the bonds, all the problems. I mean, KRE you would think would be up on like the end of last week. I mean, look at all week. Just Can you see why it can be confusing? Again, if you're new to the channel, you know, you're trying to be evidence-based. Like, you see junior banks acting like this all week, yet the market was green. Do you trust the market? It's hard. It's really, really hard. Again, leave a comment below if you're seeing that and you're just kind of confused as well. Like XBI, this should be like risk on, looking like trash, right? Let's roll through some of these ETFs. The transports holding up here in multi-day range. Industrials, back to the 200-day, watching that choppy zone. Housing stocks, right? We've said we'll keep an eye on these. This, I mean, just chopping around. It's tough to say. Solar's been absolutely crushed. I see people starting to call for solar bottom. I don't know. I mean, you would think, but if oil and gas are going lower, subsidies are just going to be getting cut because of government spending. We'll see. Keep in mind, too, you have the budget talks this week. I don't know why I didn't say it earlier, but that's another one. Budget. I don't know why it's not on my notes. Because these things would definitely benefit if there were some subsidies, but I just don't know. First Solar holding up better than the rest. Really well, I guess not really. It's starting to catch up. I'd really like to see a bigger pop to short that. HYG, we talked about watching the 74 range. Just really not going anywhere. Oil, we talked about getting oversold near term. Hits the 200-day on the USO, little bounce. UNG just going nowhere. Going nowhere fast. XOP, if you bought the drip in the 9s, looking pretty good. Broke the trend line. Watch for a double bottom near term, potentially. It could be a little bounce. ExxonMobil, we talked about watching this like 103 range, multi-day range. Keep an eye on it. MPC, we talked about this looking good from short perspective. If you caught the double top, now you're at the channel or the trend line. Could it bounce around? Yeah, it looks like it could. Valero, I mean, all these names have been have been hit. Multi-day range, chopping down here. Looks weaker of the 3, or the 2 actually, in gasoline. Occidentals, we talked about, just nothing. Buffett sells it. It's gone. Just gone. EQT, check this out. 44, holding, you know, better hold this 38 range. Broke the channel trend line. We'll see. Last but not least, Flex LNG. Again, we think we'll be a natural gas exporter long term. Now, again, we've got a lot going on. Budget talks, coming this week to California. You've got CPI on Tuesday. You've got, Wednesday, you've got retail sales, PPI, Empire State Manufacturing. Got a lot going on. And obviously, it's OPEC. So if you have any questions, please reach out. See you in the Discord room. Appreciate all the love, support, and generous donations. You guys have a great one. I will talk to you soon. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.